What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a look at this 2024 Nissan Z Nismo edition. This one's finished in the pearl white, got the two-tone with the gloss black roof. MSRP is $68,000 for this particular spec. Let's go ahead and take a full look now. What is going to power the Nismo trim level? This is the track focus version above the Z Performance. So you're still going to have the same 3-liter twin turbocharged V6. However, it has been tuned up a little bit. It now pumps out 420 horsepower and 384 pound-feet of torque. It's only paired to the 9-speed automatic transmission. Of course, this is still a rear-wheel drive car with a limited slip rear differential. 0 to 60 can happen in about 4 seconds. And then curb weight is 3,700 pounds. Taking a look at the styling, you have a nice set of black LED headlights. You can see the nice daytime running lights in them. They definitely look really sporty. I love the new front end. This is so much cooler looking than the Z Performance. I love how the body color kind of cuts its way in. You have these little winglets on the side and all the red trim. Of course, you have that Nismo badge, all of your parking sensors, huge opening to provide a ton of cooling to the engine. This front end looks so sharp, so sporty, so much nicer than before. You can see a nice sharp line in the center, cutting to a Y shape, and you have that nice large hood. It's a gorgeous looking car, honestly. I love the body kit. Really makes this car stand out. I think it really complements the design. You're also gonna see just how long the hood is, giving it that nice fastback appearance. And then down below, we have the forged raised lightweight wheels, 19-inch in diameter. We also have an upgraded set of Akabono brakes, 4-piston up front, and then you have a sticky Dunlop tire. You have the same fender flares we saw in the previous generation Nismo, giving it just a little bit wider appearance. And then a sharp design for the lower side skirt with more red trim. Nice smooth body lines throughout the entire side profile. Gloss black mirror caps with an integrated turn signal, as well as the red stripe. And then the two-tone design with the blacked out roof. You also have a gunmetal gray color for that Pitana blade. Sharp lines up on the roof. And then the overall side profile. I love the shape of the car. You have that long front end, short back end. Has a really sporty vibe, especially with the color contrast with the way the Nismo is decked out. Now in back, you're gonna see the new 3-piece spoiler, giving the rear end a wider appearance, definitely much more aggressive. And I like how you can see how that two-tone dips around into the trunk. Got the Z badge on the side, massive fuel cap as well. That thing is huge. And then in back, the taillights, I love the retro design. You can see how they light up just like an old school Z. You can also see the gloss black trim throughout the center. Nissan logo, rear view backup camera, Nismo badge right in the center, and then all gloss black for this rear diffuser with more of the red trim, exhaust tips, little piece right in the center. Overall, I think it looks great. I really think the body kit makes this look 10 times better than the normal Z. It really complements all the shapes. Now if we take a look at the back now, under the Nissan badge, you can just pinch that and we can open up the trunk. Same trunk that we even saw in the 370Z, nothing all too new. Pretty wide, kind of a low floor, but big enough for a couple bags. So 2 people, you know, they can use this as a daily, go grocery shopping, go golfing or something. Manually closing that. Now on the door handle, we have a button where you can lock and unlock it. And then moving to the interior, my absolute favorite part are the bucket seats. I had a 2016 Nismo, same seats, just a little bit updated design. So comfortable, amazing seats. On the door panel, just like the typical Z, you got some plastic soft touch material, Alcantara, and the smooth synthetic leather material. You can see your grab handle, all the controls, release handle up on top, Bose audio, a little bit of storage. We have the illuminated door sill as well, Nissan logo, and then you can adjust the base by just twisting these dials. You can see how large the bottom bolsters are. Contrast stitching. You have the perforated Alcantara with red on the backside, and then the backs are huge, nice bolsters, and I love the Alcantara and red leather. You even have cutouts if you want to do upgraded harness, Nismo up on top, just such a nice bucket seat. Then we have a 3-spoke design for the steering wheel with Alcantara and the red stripe. Hopping inside, these seats are a joy to be in, really cradling you. And then closing the door. With my foot on the brake, we have a red aluminum start button. Let's fire it up. You get that cool digital display right in the center. Turning on, you can see the massive tach. You have your gear, you have some vitals over on the right side. Left side, you can change that to be tire pressure, boost, as well as a G-force meter. You can go under settings, take a few changes up here as well. And then you can change the entire view if you want. You can change that. You can go into a more normal design like a typical modern Nissan, and then you can further adjust that and go into the enhanced view for a larger center screen. So from here, if you just scroll left and right, you can have a big screen of a lot of vitals within the car, settings, audio, navigation, and things like that. So nice to see kind of a typical screen. However, in this car, for sure, I would ride in sport mode 99% of the time. Looks super cool. Got the Z badge in the center, Bluetooth and audio controls, cruise control on the right, and a nice set of steering wheel mounted paddle shifters like in a GTR. Yeah, they stock on the right side for windshield wipers, turn signal over on that left side, traction control, just some black material on the dashboard. We have a boost gauge, boost RPM, as well as a battery voltage. Some more of the vinyl material on the dash with some gray stitching. And then the screen in the center is kind of your typical Nissan screen, nothing all too fancy. Gets the job done. You have some shortcuts down below as physical buttons, as well as the screen itself. We have settings you're able to view. And then the backup camera has decent graphics. Again, nothing all too fancy or new. You have guidelines on it as well. Only get a 9-speed, so no manual for the Nismo, which is a bummer. However, it is heavily revised with these sport mode icons. So if we toggle this, you can see all the way up into Sport Plus. Really does sharpen up, shifting a lot better than before. So nice to at least see the improvements to where it is a nice 9-speed. We have climate controls down below, physical buttons, just like on the 370Z. A little bit of storage, USB ports, and then a manual park and brake, trunk release, one of your cup holders, and armrest. You can slide this back for the other one, and then when you press that button, this will open up to reveal even more space. So pretty cool to see just that configurability. And then you can open that up for normal space. And with the seats, there's actually cubbies behind them. There's a glove box right there that'll open up, and then the same cubby on the other side. So it's a decently practical two-door car. You have your dome lights up on top, garage door buttons, and really a nice place to be. All right, setting off now in the Z. Nismo is pretty darn quick, especially in the Sport Plus. These shifts are so much better than the Z Performance with the automatic. I did not at all like the auto in the normal car. It's just way too slow. You hit the paddle, 500 RPM delay, absolutely unacceptable for a sports car. This car, when you're on it, especially in Sport Plus mode, it responds the way it should. So thank you, Nissan. You guys doing this a heck of a lot better. The chassis stability is so much better as well. The brakes are good. This actually drives like a sports car. This handles really tight. It's darty. The steering has a good weight to it. This is a lot of fun to drive. This is so much better than the Z Performance. This is where it's at, and this is where the Z should be. So much power from the engine. There's a little bit of turbo lag, and then it kicks and it just takes off. If we go into sport mode, hard to really tell a difference, I would say. I would pretty much either drive it in normal automatic or Sport Plus manual. Those are the two ways I would drive this car. But if we do toggle it down, standard mode and automatic, it tones down enough. You know, the transmission, the response of the turbo and throttle pedal, it relaxes to where it feels pretty normal like your typical car. However, I love the fact that I'm sitting in these bucket seats. They cradle you so well. They go pretty long up your leg to where you're actually supported in the seats. Once again, I do not at all like the standard seats. I don't fit comfortably in them. The base is way too short, and I just felt like I was just on top of the seat. When I'm sitting in a sports car, you know, I want to feel like I'm in a race car. And the Nismo already gives me that, given the bucket seats holding me, the suspension feels tight. Everything about this car just feels so much better. It's tight, it's lively, it's fun to drive. Some drawbacks, the tech isn't anything fancy for a 2024. Obviously, it feels like a lot of the 370Z stuff in here, which is a 15-year-old car. So a lot of the interior is 370Z. However, you know, I like the old school feeling, and a lot of people like that. this car does have a really cool gauge cluster. I think that is awesome looking. This screen, I wouldn't mind like a sport screen on it to kind of match the center gauge cluster, just to give you a more performance focused look on the center one. But the biggest thing you're gonna notice when driving this car is just, it is a blast. It is fun to play with. It is lively. The visibility, some normal things. I like how you feel kind of like you're in a little cockpit. The mirrors are really close. The windshield is pretty close. I'm used to my Lambo now, which the windshield's a mile away, but windshield's nice and close to you. You have all the gauges, all the vitals you're gonna need to really make sure you can monitor what's going on while driving this. Visibility out the front and mirrors and all that do a great job. Over your right side, it's not bad. I mean, it's a two-seater, you know, low-slung sports car. It's kind of what you would expect. But I like sitting in it. I feel like there's good room, good armrests. Of course, the center storage and everything is really practical to use. So really no complaints for driving. It is a fun to drive car. The fake pops are definitely a no-go. You can hear them in the speakers. You don't even hear anything behind you. So I wouldn't mind real exhaust modes versus the fake speakers. But it is really fun. Gosh, the brakes and handling and everything, it just really does what it needs to do. Car's fast, responsive. I mean, as far as a driver's car, a fun sports car goes, this does give you everything. The one thing it doesn't give you, I have no clue why, there's no 6-speed manual available. I don't see the reason why Nissan decided to only go automatic. I'm glad this automatic is a million times better in this car than the performance. That is a huge plus, but I would love still to see 3 pedals in any sports car. But nonetheless, this is definitely a fun to drive sports car. It's responsive. I mean, I'm really enjoying the driving experience. It offers a lot.